Do I have everybody's attention now?
Here's the cover. Can he do it? Kick out at two. Oh, a little bit of the bubbly. I'm looking at you to introduce this one because you made fun of me for introducing the last one. So, floor's yours. George does.
Welcome to Kick Out 2. This is the Fallout at All Out.
It is.
Or the All Out Fallout.
This episode has been as well organised.
Or Balls Out at Fallout.
As well organised.
Balls Out at All Out.
And well scripted as one of Tony Khan's media scrums. This was meant to be just one episode, all on video, but we've accidentally, on purpose, made it into two episodes. One is audio only. If you want to listen to that, that's where we just talk about all the matches. This one is a visual medium as well. If you're listening on Spotify, you can watch us on this one. And this is where we're going to talk about the goss that immediately made All Out feel like 6 weeks ago, which isn't my quote. Someone else said it, and it stuck with me, and I do think it rang true when I heard it. I'm Jay, by the way.
I'm Tony Khan. And I'm PK.
And this is,
I was just seeing if you noticed that. I was just staring at the wall
I
for
noticed
a good, 2 minutes.
Like, I thought you were doing that. I was like, why is he doing that? That is what Tony Khan did the whole time. You know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of, I literally watched today, I did reference it in the last podcast, when Mr. Burns is giving Homer those instructions on what he'll do in the baseball match. He's like, so what I'll do is if I think I'm bluffing, I'm going to tip my cap, but I can go against that by hitting my belt not once, not twice, but thrice. And it just goes to Homer just staring, going, and in his head he's going, oh, just let me hit the ball. I'm not listening. Why did I even come over here? I wish I was at home eating nachos. Nachos. And Tony looked like he was just going into his own little world, like, to make himself feel better.
To be fair, that's me with any conversation with any other human.
It is, I've seen you.
To the point where I'm like, oh, shall I say no? And then when I do have something relevant to say, it's like, nope, everyone goes, okay.
Before we begin, in case you haven't listened to the last episode, please rate, like, subscribe. I said that as easy as I say Brian Branielson. Subscribe, share, rate the podcast. If you're on Spotify or Apple Music, you can do it right now. It takes literally like 5 seconds to do. Just do it. We need it because we've just started out and we need people to see that this is a good podcast, which it is. It's excellent. It's us two talking about right now. I feel
like Tony Khan again.
Like I'm dropping a pipe bomb. Right, yeah, so let's get into this.
Just shut up. Yeah.
So as it stands, we're recording this on the 21st of September. It's been a little while since All Out, and a lot's come out by now. I'm kind of glad we're doing this because I felt like when I was watching people do YouTube videos and updates on this, literally as they were sending it out, hours later, something was coming out, making it irrelevant. Yeah. So we're at this point now where we've got a rough idea of what happened. If you're listening to this historically, I'm going to give you a little reminder. After All Out, CM Punk and at the media scrum just went off on one about Colt Cabana and about the Elite and about Hangman. Tony Khan did not get involved, seeming to almost agree in some parts, like he wasn't listening. And then this caused...
Imagine that same scenario, but with Vince.
I know. I'm just... Sorry, all I'm remembering is this caused it to really kick off so bad that you had Jericho, when he was done with his, have to lean into Khan and whisper, oh, shit's kicked off, man. Like, any people thinking it was a work, you need to watch that bit. That was a bit, I went, it is not a work. That is too, like...
I missed that bit.
If you watch the end of it, it's really, like, you see him lean in.
Yeah.
And if you really turn up the volume, you hear him like say, "Shit's kicked off." Like,
oh, that's well cool.
So yeah, apparently, well, I'll tell it what we know, what was kind of the basics of the Elite. All come in to CM Punk's dressing room. There's a scuffle. Matt
and a chair shot.
Yeah, Matt Cardona leaves with a black hat. Is his name Cardona? It is.
No,
isn't it?
That's Zack Ryder. Like,
Fuck,
Matt Cardona's on the indie circuit.
Sorry, what is Matt Jackson?
Jackson
Matt
brothers,
Jackson.
Yeah.
Matt leaves with a black eye from a chair shot. Kenny Omega apparently bites Ace.
No, Ace
Bites
Kenny.
Kenny.
Yeah.
Kenny saves Larry the dog. CM Punk apparently throws a punch. Someone throws a punch back, and basically, this just has took over wrestling news for better or worse. We might get to decide that at the end. But where do you want to begin on this? Because you were very late to the party on this.
Yeah.
You were
Not
watching.
like me at all.
Oh, you were also watching it with a completely different set of glasses.
Yeah.
Like, I'm watching it after All Out and what's happened.
Yeah.
You're watching like you just woke up one day and went, holy shit, what's happened?
Yeah.
So go on, fill me in.
I didn't realize how much of influence the Elite had. I didn't realize they were that high up in the company.
Oh, you didn't realise they were EVPs?
Yeah.
Yeah, like that fucking Cody was as well. That's why it was a shock.
I see.
when
I
he
knew
left.
Cody was because he was like one of the original to start.
Found it.
Found
Yeah.
it. He was kind of like the what's the word? Like, you know, the
Founder.
main of yeah. But he was kind of like the draw to the
Oh,
company.
yeah,
you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Like, oh, this is the new company where WWE star has gone to.
Yeah,
You know, like, this is a brand new company. Like that, he was kind of the draw to the company.
yeah.
But yeah, so I didn't realize that they were so big within the company before this.
It's funny you say that because I've seen memes going around of like someone that just says, just a picture of Cody Rhodes and says, well, it all started when Cody Rhodes left to WWE. And I'm like,
Yeah.
you know what? I can see myself saying this in a few fucking years to someone.
Yeah, Cody's there going, eh.
Yeah, but maybe there was something we didn't fucking know. This is the thing.
Yeah.
So what's come out more, like this is what I mean. It all unraveled and you had stories. So there was a story.
I'm just glad Larry's okay.
Larry was saved by Kenny Omega.
Because, you know, he was one of the better people of the actual...
I mean, we're not going to
Of the
go
event.
on about this mad because I saw. Did you see Jim? Did I send you Jim Cornette's? Like Jim Cornette did an episode, and I was tempted to listen, but you know it's going to be a roller coaster when it was a 5-hour episode all about this.
No.
5 hours of Jim Cornette.
No,
going
I don't want to listen to 5 hours of Jim Cornette. Even like the best of, I don't know.
Yeah. So it's hard to know where to begin. It's more the fact that it's come out now. Where we're at is they walked into the dressing room. The first things were they kicked the door down or whatever.
Well, this was
It's now become apparent that they walked into the dressing room.
was this was after the rant though, wasn't it?
Yeah, so the rant. Oh, yeah,
Well,
you know
should
what?
we-
Should we go
should
on
we
the rant? That's
Discuss the rant,
yeah,
yeah.
because I was so lost in, like, because it is a lot to take in. I've never had to dissect anything like this.
Well, that's what I
before.
mean. I was looking at it going, why is he going on about Colt Cabana? Like, I understand he's got
Yeah,
beef with him. Why did that start off to begin with?
I don't know, because I've watched the interview and no one brings it up.
That's what I mean. He just goes, you know what? I've got the microphone. I'm just going to slay into Colt Cabana.
It's because they signed Colt Cabana to Ring of
Yeah.
Honor,
Yeah.
and I think he's just using this point to. He's got the microphone. He's CM fucking Punk. He does what he wants.
Yeah.
No one else is allowed to, but he is, and he's just gonna take this opportunity to. I'm the AEW champion. I've got the microphone. I'm gonna slag off Colt Cabana,
Yeah.
and I think he just went off on.
Well, I
such
think because they've been saying that they've been saying a lot of stuff. Again, all these people that don't actually know what's going on. That because they've not been talking for like 10 years, that he got shunned to Ring of Honor when CM Punk came to AEW. He was like, I don't care.
Yeah.
That was one. I think that was one of the problems as well. That like he was being blamed for Colt getting moved, and he's like, I had nothing to do with that. I don't care. I don't speak to him.
It's one of he doesn't care, but he cares enough though to bring it up himself.
But I think again because it's so much misinformation, I find that things then get addressed.
That's what I'm.
When
I'm
you're
glad
like,
you're
hold
saying
on,
this. I hadn't
you know,
even thought about it like that.
It's like, you know, the same thing with Malachi Black with the whole reason why he's only come forward because of the amount of misinformation, not because he wanted to tell his side of the story. He wasn't ready to. He was just like, I'm going for a bit. I'll let you know soon.
Well,
But then he had to go, actually, it's not this, it's not this, it's not this, it's not this. Here's a bit of it. I'll tell you more later.
we say he's not bothered, and I know you're saying that as well. But the point is, he did slag off the Elite for signing Colt. That's what they get at. They're like, I've got a bunch of EVPs who don't know, who couldn't run a quick stop, he says, or run a American
Target.
Couldn't manage a target. Signing people like Colt Cabana. So he's clearly not happy about that.
Yeah.
So that's upset him, and then that's why they're annoyed. He goes far worse, I think, into Hangman. And Hangman, he's come out brilliant in this because he didn't get involved at all.
Yeah.
He hasn't got involved. He's
He probably still was backstage just going,
now, the argument can be said that he started it all by poking the bear because he apparently... Have you seen the promo that set this all off? Because he said, he basically accused Punk of being a bully.
Yeah.
And I'm saving AEW from essentially WWE taking over.
Yeah,
or you.
Yeah.
I liked that promo because I thought up until that point, it was obviously Punk was going to win the match. Hangman was going to lose the title. But there was nothing to really... You've got two faces.
Just take it.
There was two faces, and there was nothing really there. What's the build-up? What's the story? What's the draw?
Hangman's had a run. Like, enjoy it. Like,
but Hangman gave it an angle.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. It's like, you knew CM Punk was going to win. Like,
he gave it an angle, but Punk claims that jeopardized it because he said... He basically made out that... Because he was making out to be the heel, which I don't think really... was true. I think Hangman, when he said that, people turned a bit on Hangman, or it divided. At least divided. It wasn't as obvious and cut and dry as that. But CM Punk's impression was that nearly made me look like a heel. If I'd have been made to look like a heel, people wouldn't have wanted to come see me. That's the impression I got, because then he's saying it would have cost us millions for what he said. So the only way it would cost millions is if people didn't buy tickets. Why would people not buy tickets? He's been a heel before.
Yeah.
I don't really understand Punk's logic.
No.
On that. But I like the promo. I've got no issue with Hangman in any of this.
Yeah, like, I just think it was like... Hangman was sort of like just a little bit that sparked everything else.
Like the straw that broke the camel's back.
Sort of, yeah. But the straw itself was really sort of, meh.
But what else is happening? Because, like, you've got... Apparently, there was a fallout with Bobby Fish. Like,
he's gone, isn't he?
He's gone.
Yeah.
He's gone. People are now saying that Cody left because he didn't like Punk. There's rumours circulating there. And, like, that he was going, you know what, yeah, I'm
What was
I'm done.
Bobby Fish's... Riley, was it? O'Reilly? His partner?
Last time, on one of these episodes, I think I called him Keith. Because I even said I can't remember his name. And it begins with a K.
Yeah,
Kyle.
Kyle O'Reilly.
Kyle. I love Kyle O'Reilly.
Yeah, Kyle O'Reilly. See, they weren't the best tag team, but like they weren't bad.
No,
they disappeared.
But I'm excited for Kyle to have a... Well, this has ruined another thing, because it was meant to be the Undisputed Elite versus the Elite, which we're never getting.
Yeah.
Because now Bobby Fish is gone and the Elite has suspended. So
yeah.
And Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly are injured. This has been, I think...
is Adam Cole injured?
Adam Cole's in, yeah, he got a concussion at the pay-per-view last.
Oh, right, okay.
Bad concussion, actually.
Yeah.
But that's by the by. So, yeah, Bobby Fish is
hold on. Do you think Danhausen would get the championship just by default?
Well, but after all this, I think he's the only one that's left.
It'd be funny if he just comes out and he's like, oh, champion.
I'd love that.
Yeah,
it might be the only option, because right now, it was just... I don't really know where to go. It's really hard to talk about.
Well, we need to talk about the entire episode about it.
I know, it's just so much to take in.
We've been trying to get this episode since, like...
I know. So, yeah, you've got the four... That was one of the things, is that Hangman caused it.
Yeah.
And then, okay, so then he says this big thing where he does go off on a rant. I'm not really sure. But at the same time, I'm kind of... Punk was a bit unprofessional and went into business for himself. But then, in argument's sake, Hangman went into business for himself. Did he say anything really bad? No, not if you work it right. Like,
I think he took it the wrong way.
Did you see, like, when Punk called out Hangman?
When he wasn't there.
Because
that was unscripted.
Yeah.
So he wasn't in the venue.
But do you know how Hangman handled that?
Just ignored it.
So he got Johnny Hungy put up a picture of him eating a sandwich in the cafeteria alone, and it says, "Can't, busy right now."
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then on Being the Elite the following week, they made out that Hangman was training the Dark Order for the triple threat match. He's like, "Come on, you've got to work harder, you got to go." And then someone opens the door and goes,
I've seen that bit.
yeah. Hey, Hangman. Yeah, if you haven't seen it, he goes, "Hey, Hangman. CM Punk's like, we don't have time right now, Tony. Get the fuck out."
Yeah, I saw that. I thought it was really
And,
funny.
and that's how you handle it.
Yeah.
For some reason, the Elite, EVPs who can't manage a target, think the way to handle it is to
Try and
accost
threaten
a man,
Punk. Yeah.
in a changing room. 3-on-1 is scary.
It's one of them. CM Punk is he's just been in a pretty brutal fight.
Yeah, as well. He's
You know-
he's banged up. He's full of adrenaline.
You just don't start on a guy like that. No, it's straight up the wrong way. If you go into a small room, 3 people or 1 person, that 1 person is going to kick his way out.
Yeah. If you back someone into a corner, it's fight or flight, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't understand what logic they had. If they would have booked a meeting the following day or a few days later and gone, right, this is serious, and
Or go to Tony. Why are they not going to Tony? Why are they going straight to Punk?
if Tony's not there,
No,
leave a
but
message.
I know, because Tony is outside still doing the media scrum. It's not even over.
Yeah.
Wait till we'll wait till Tony's done, and then we'll have a word with Tony.
But yeah, you just don't. You don't address it like that. You'll be like, right, or even just send 1 person in and just say, look, we're not happy about that.
Yeah.
We need to speak about it. Not 3, because it's not going to end well.
I think this is more of a reflection on Tony of anything. If this was Vince McMahon running the show, I'm telling you now,
that wouldn't have happened.
that wouldn't have happened.
You would have been shit scared.
Even if
it's
he'd
one of
let
them.
CM Punk say all that.
It's like a manager that lets all the, like a manager that's like the company run itself, and then it's like, oh shit, like, oh no.
Well, what's the term for it when they say the idiots are running the asylum? The patients
inmates,
are running this.
the inmates, not the
Inmates.
idiots.
Yeah, not the idiots. That's kind
The
of
idiots do run the asylum, and then the inmates take over. Yeah,
it's the inmates are running the asylum,
yeah.
and it looks really bad on Tony. I think he's come out the worst in this.
Yeah, because he's kind of gone, I've just had to suspend everyone.
That's
Don't know
all I
why.
can do. Yeah. And now I've just again got no storylines.
Because like in WWE, as much as I didn't like Vince, it just wouldn't. You would have been too scared of Vince to do that.
Correct. And if
Like,
someone
everyone would have been like, doesn't matter what level you were still below Vince. Where I think they think they're above Tony, rather than
yeah, I think you're right there. I think they think that we know more about wrestling than you.
Yeah.
Where you're like
They've
you're
been
the money.
given too much power. He's just been writing checks.
I think that's a bit of it. Could be a case of that, which is a shame.
Because like Vince didn't, bar the XFL, really do that many other companies. Whereas Tony Khan has that for another football.
Well, he did do. Do you want a little quick Vince list? He did the XFL. He also bought WWF New York, which was a restaurant you could go to, which ran from 2000 to, I think it only ran a few years. He also did buy into the world. He wanted to create the World Bodybuilding Federation, WBF, but he had to scrap that because then the steroid trial came out. But that's where he got Lex Luger from. It was his star guy in that, but that was meant to be a whole thing. He was gonna start.
Not the world's strongest man, Mark Henry.
No. It was pre Mark Henry. He was gonna
Oh,
start.
sexual chocolate.
What was he gonna start? A kickboxing. He was gonna start a kickboxing
See,
one.
you say this, but it's the past tense that you use.
Well, yeah, because none of them took off.
Exactly, because he was too focused on WWE.
I suppose.
Whereas Tony Khan is sort of like, he's got the football. I don't know what else he does. I know he does.
He nearly bought the Vikings, That he started the XFL, but
right.
he nearly bought the fucking Vikings. But yeah, everyone said it was probably good because
the entire time period, though.
That's
That's
a
lot
the whole
of money.
Viking.
Yeah. The TV show, or I don't know. What are they? No, are the American football?
American football
right,
team.
see, I'm not very good with
Oh right,
actual
sorry.
sports.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. That's why I made a joke of it, because I was like, I don't actually know what you're talking about.
Yeah. But yeah, I feel like there isn't respect there. It wouldn't have happened on Vince's watch. I'm pro Punk. It has sullied Punk a little bit for me.
Yeah.
I have heard since, as it's coming out more, there are witnesses in this, and it's coming out that Punk threw the first punch. Now, what's this guy called? Ace Steel.
Ace Steel, yeah.
Fucking what a name, Ace Steel.
I'm sure he's in Steel Panther.
I always think with its Ace Steel does sound like a Steel Panther name, but I always think of just Johnny Ace, and just being like, like it's Johnny Ace doing like, "Cowabunga punk, I'm gonna help you out."
Yeah, was he not in Ace Steel? It sounds like he's in Streets of Rage or something.
It does,
like that.
doesn't it? Or it just sounds like if you're gonna be watching like
like Johnny Axel or something.
any
like
kind
that,
of
you know?
rip off of Speed, a B-rate version of Speed.
Yeah.
Oh, won't you help? Who could possibly help us? It's me, Ace Steel.
Davey Metal.
John Steak.
Troy Aluminium.
So he's come off the worst out of all this. 'Cause
Yeah.
he bit Kenny Omega, and he threw the chair that gave Matt the black eye as well.
Right.
Someone else was in the room.
Brandon Cutler.
Brandon Cutler was in the room, so
Yeah.
he came in as well.
He got suspended as well.
Yeah, so that's 4 people now marching in.
Who's gonna walk around with a camera and do absolutely nothing now? But he said he loved that. He said like he's getting paid the same amount.
It's just
to
a film
not
being the elite, yeah.
But he didn't even. The thing was, he said that like he didn't even film him. He didn't actually do anything. He just was there with a camera, and he got paid as much as he would do to wrestle. So he was like, "Yeah, fair enough."
Sometimes, I think sometimes, but he did film some of it because they would use it for being an elite.
Yeah.
But I think it was like important matches, but they wouldn't
Yeah.
rely on it if it didn't work. Yeah, but it's easier, isn't it? It's a nice life.
Yeah.
So fucking why not? But there was another person. I think it's one of AEW's legal team was in there as well,
All right.
and now they're suspended.
It wasn't John Laurinaitis, was it?
I don't know. But it's just so fucking. It's such a mess. But this is what I was getting at before, right? Is all publicity good publicity? Is there no such thing as bad publicity? But bear in mind, you had Clash in the Castle in the UK at the same time. First
Did you see
UK.
that? So mentioning that, did you see that T-shirt? The
Which one?
Benoit T-shirt. I'm a better father than Benoit.
Oh, that
but
cameraman.
in Comic Sans.
The cameraman is getting fired for that one.
Yeah.
That one. Benoit is not even canon anymore in the WWE universe. It's completely overshadowed Clash in the Castle.
Yeah.
It completely overshadowed All Out, but it did overshadow WWE product as well. Was this as Tony let it bleed out and become this massive thing? Like you've got to make lemonade out of lemons.
I guess so, because All Out. See, I've not even because of this. I've not because my thing was I wanted to watch both and do a bit of like compare contrast.
I did as well.
But because of what's happened, I've
Mhm.
forgot completely about that. You know,
Clash at the Castle. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not that bothered. Did you have you watched the Dynamite the following Wednesday?
no.
So I think it got like some of the best ratings it's ever had because everyone was tuning in to be like,
Yeah.
you know, this is on par with. Let's see what Vince says after he got done
Yeah.
for sexually harassing everyone. It opened with MJF coming out, and it's weird how you interpret this. So he came out with the jersey of the city he was in.
Yeah.
He acted like a face, like when he's in Long Island and he plays up to it and everyone's
Yeah,
cheering. 'Cause
yeah.
people were cheering him. So he played up to it, hugged people, came and it was like, and said this like mad monologue about like, I know it seems bad right now,
Yeah.
but we're going to
See,
get through this.
I thought I started watching it last night or the night before,
Mm.
and then realised it was this week's just gone
Oh, right.
rather
Yeah.
than the week before
Before.
because we're like a few weeks there.
And he goes on this
Go
little,
on.
he did like a really positive message in a monologue. And there's like, still being a bit MJF, but being
Yeah.
like really not how he normally is.
But you know, it's a
But this is the thing. It came off more like I'm going to, for once, break character here to just let you all know it's okay. We've got everything under control. I'm here. I'm going to...
damage control.
Damage
basically,
control, yeah, basically. Moxley comes out and quickly says, no one believes this bullshit. You're still the same old guy. And then he immediately falls back into heel and goes, yeah, fuck all these guys, everything like that. And
Ugh.
I know I liked it. It was good because he's got to... It's a way to canonically make it. Why else would he break character?
Yeah.
He's just like, yeah, okay, whatever. I was only trying. I'm still me. You still suck. I'll see you down the road. And then Moxley did like a promo of a lifetime, saying how like this is the best wrestling company there is.
Yeah.
That belt means more to me than anything because it represents this. This company means this. It's more than one guy
Yeah.
and all this stuff. And he just it was like a fucking political rally. And
Yeah.
he just got everyone riled up. And then they went into like the next matches, and then all the matches were they're good. But then they announced the Grand Slam, and everyone booed Tony Khan when he appeared on screen.
Really.
Everyone booed him. Yeah, he didn't. I think he knew it was going to come because he didn't come out. He was on screen and he was booed. Because I think people are.
He's not. If he's hyping someone up, he's fine, but he can't deal with like.
He needs someone to be his. You know what it reminds me of? Have you ever watched Parks and Rec?
No.
Never watched Parks and Rec. Fuck.
All right. I think I've watched the first episode. It's
No,
one of
that
those programs
doesn't
where
help.
it's like, right, I'm going to start watching this. I'll come back to it.
Okay, I'll put it in another term you might understand. Imagine if Smithers and Burns reversed roles, as in Mr. Burns is still himself, but he's Smithers' assistant, right? Picture Smithers is now in charge of the nuclear power plant.
Right. I've got like a different.
Why is this so hard to do?
I've got a different analogy. Deep and Deep's girlfriend from The Boys, but reverse.
Yeah, no.
No?
That's where we could go. We go with the Deep and Deep's girlfriend,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. That's
Tony Khan
right.
needs a Deep's girlfriend.
Yes.
That's what he needs.
Right. There we go.
He's too wishy-washy and nice.
Yeah.
And he's really passionate
Yeah.
and everything, but he needs to be brutal.
I think because he's literally just been on the up, and there's not really been any instances where he's had to like have damage control. It's happened, and he's just gone. Well, as you know, you've seen he's just sat there like that, like, oh crap. At no point he's gone, nah, this is my company. I'm not having this, or just anything. Just like to go, right, this is no. What's happened's my fault. I'm doing this, I'm doing that, and making it even, look like it's his company.
Yeah, he's not owned it.
Yeah,
He's not took back control.
yeah.
It's just like,
How, like with the whole going back to the Royal Rumble finish with the was it Cena and Batista?
Go on. I don't know that
where
one.
they both hit the floor at the same time,
All right.
and
yeah.
Vince comes out and tears his quads.
Did he? I don't know this. No, I don't know this.
Well,
Well, you're talking
years
about,
ago.
yeah, but you're talking about an era that I never watched. As I said in episode 1, I
right.
stopped about 2003.
Okay, so you know Vince tore both his quads.
I've heard about Vince tearing
All
both
right,
his
okay,
quads.
so it was. I'm pretty sure. It was a Royal Rumble match, and basically what happened is, I think it was John Cena and Batista. They were supposed to, one hit the floor first, and then, the next one hit the floor, so it was like a clear win.
But they accidentally did
accidentally
it like Shawn
both hit the
Michaels
floor.
and like Bret Hart and Luger.
Yeah, they both hit the floor at the same time.
Brilliant.
So he comes running down, like proper, like mad, to shout at everyone and be like, "What do you mean?" Like, to sort it out.
And like, let's get a minute replay.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
it's just-
Should have happened. He
Hmm.
should have took control there and then he'd be like, oh, if CM Punk goes off and one go, whoa, hold on, like just anything.
Yeah,
Just-
rein it in now.
Yeah, rein it in, like,
We'll speak about that later.
Yeah.
Next question.
yeah, that kind of thing. Like, right, you've had your rant up. It just to put that, not just to like stare into nothing for
At
like
least
5
Eric
minutes.
Bischoff
Yeah,
does that.
yeah.
Or what? Who runs ECW?
Heyman,
Yeah, John Heyman. At least
Yeah.
John Heyman would have been like,
Paul Heyman,
Paul Heyman. Sorry, John. Who the fuck is John Heyman?
brother.
Yeah, Paul Heyman would have been like, "Excuse me, sir. Give me a moment of your time later,
Yeah, yeah.
and we will talk about that then. But for now, sir, we will move on to the next question."
Yeah, just sort of take control.
Yeah, there's a lack of control in AEW, and it's beginning to show, and
Yeah.
it's really worrying.
But if you've not seen that where he tears his quads, just watch it.
I know,
'cause
I
it's
really want
so
to watch it.
entertaining.
I have heard about
Because
it.
he comes into the ring, slides onto the ring, and then can't move because both his legs are ripped, but then still controls the situation with 2 ripped quads. It's funny because everyone's staring down at him going, "What are you doing?" but are still listening to him because he's got.
The idea of Vince McMahon.
I can't believe you've not
tearing
seen
both
this.
his quads.
Cannot believe, yeah.
How angry he would be, like, oh my fucking god.
Honestly, he's like nearly ripping off his blazer on the way down. You know, he like takes it off and slams it on the floor, and he's so pissed off, and they're all like, shit. You know, like
Yeah.
they're proper like,
Realise.
yeah.
Oh, no. But that's what I mean. You don't get... I like how... I think Tony's approach to begin with was, I'm not going to be in any way a face of the company. I want the wrestlers to be. Was a nice antithesis.
It is, but this happens.
Yeah. But then this brings up the other debate. Scripted promos. People have been saying, like, another reason you wouldn't get this in WWE now, especially, is scripted promos. They have writers. They go over it. And some people say it loses the magic, loses the spark.
Well,
But it does stop this from happening. Is this one bad apple? Or is this like, actually, this is happening a lot more than we think?
I guess there's a difference between word for word scripted promos and then actual,
Just say guidelines.
yeah, go down, chat about this, chat about that, chat about that. You know what I mean? That I think would be, that's what I thought happened. Was like sort of, it wasn't cut a promo, do what you want. It was more like mention this, mention that.
Well, that's how it used to be.
Well,
but
yeah,
then-
because it
but
used to
then-
be sort of like, I'm going to go in on this. Like, they would sort of bounce ideas off each other.
But then that's when. But you've got. It's still cool. The way I compare this to when Brett and Sean were really fighting.
Yeah.
And Sean said on a promo, "You've been having a lot of sunny days." Basically, on telly, implying to those who are smart marks and people in the industry,
Yeah.
you're having an affair with Sonny. Even though, ironically, he was the one.
Right,
Sonny.
okay.
So then Brett has to go home to his family, and his wife's like, "You sleeping around?" He's like, "No, I caused loads of shit." So then, like, the next time they see each other, Brett and walks into the locker room and gets an actual fight with him. I don't know if he threw him through a plasterboard wall or whatever, but Sean marches into Vince's office, puts a clump of his own hair down, and says, "This is a dangerous work environment."
Yeah.
And it's like, well, of course it fucking is. It's wrestling. But that happened, and yet, all calm on the Western Front. They still did the matches professionally. Sean, okay, ran a bit ragged sometimes.
Well, that's what I mean. It's like
but-
it would have been dealt with correctly.
Why is this not happening? Or why are they not? Why can't they use it? Why could they not have then gone, right, everyone, next night, we need to use this, almost kayfabe it.
Yeah.
So you two are going to get in a Barney now. Punk, you're going to be a heel now. And we just got to work with it. You know, like the curtain call, they just worked with it.
Well, yeah, fair enough.
And
but
then give punishments in other ways. All right, Punk, you're going to be a heel now, and you're going to lose the title.
what do you
That's
think's
your
going to happen going forward?
I'd see Punk leaving.
Maybe not in Punk, because Punk's going to be out for like 8 months.
Oh, yeah, because he tore
Yeah, so
he tore his pec. He did a...
was that doing in that fight? Or was it
Allegedly,
in
he
you
did it
can't
in the
really
Mox
see-
match.
the... Eh?
Allegedly, he did it in the match with Moxley. He didn't do it in that fight.
You can't really see... I couldn't see anywhere in that match, because I was kind of looking out for that to see if...
where it happened.
Yeah, because, CM Punk doesn't do well with injury.
Clearly.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's not like you can hide it like other wrestlers can.
But maybe that's why he was so fucking, like, riled up in that interview. He's like, he's really fucking full of adrenaline and pain.
He'd looked like he was on drugs. Ironically, for a straight edge person, he looked more on drugs than, like, he had that crazed look in his eyes.
I'm not on drugs. I just want a Pepsi.
Pepsi Man.
Pepsi Man. Yeah, I mean, he might have done it in that fight, but by the sounds of it, it was just like a little kind of like... This is the thing, it doesn't even sound like that bad to me. Matt got it bad because if someone threw a chair, right? Okay, that's bad. But minus that, Ace bit someone, which is just a weird reaction. Like, the first thing you do in a fight is bite
But then
someone.
again, if you can't fight,
Why are you getting involved?
No, but again, if it's a locker room, it's probably not going to be all that much bigger than this room, or a bit bigger.
Oh, I know what you mean.
So if you're in a fight with someone, someone who's twice the size of you,
Yeah.
who is a wrestler, what can you do? You can kick them in the balls or bite them. That is your only way out. Because anything else, they can take a punch.
Mm.
So if someone's in a fight and you're on the floor and someone's doing something, like someone's fighting you properly,
What's the reaction gonna be?
yeah.
No, I suppose I hadn't thought about it like that, but it's still, yeah. It seems.
I
like
don't condone it. I'm just
No.
saying that like that's how you get out of a fight.
Have
It's a bit weird.
Have you seen how Colt Cabana's come out as his rebuttal of the whole thing is because I think Punk said like, oh, he shares a bank account with his mother.
Oh yeah,
And he's gone, yeah, I do share a bank account with my mum. So does my brother, and he's the director of Family Guy.
My dad doesn't. That's just you just name dropping the fact that your brother works on Family Guy.
But I think his point is like, we are a successful family. I don't share my bank account with mum because I'm broke and can't do anything. My brother's the director of Family Guy. He's very successful. They share a bank account as well. We just do it in our family. That's what we do. We share bank accounts with our mum, as in like we give her money.
Yeah, well, you could just give her money. You don't have to have.
I don't know, but I thought it was a good rebuttal. I thought it made the point. Punk said that to be like the guy who, like, is a loser and lives with his mum and shares a bank account. He's like, well, the director of Family Guy is not a loser and lives with his mum, and he's doing the same thing.
Yeah, but it's kind of here for me. That comment was kind of neither here or there. Like it didn't really empower anyone in the conversation. It was just kind of like, oh, I felt it was more of a name drop of the fact that my brother's more successful than I am. And but I don't know, because it wasn't really sort of like a.
It was a nothing comment. To you.
Yeah, it was just kind of like that.
I think it was Colt being like, remember, I'm involved in this.
Well, yeah.
Remember, this whole thing, it isn't about the Elite and the Punk, it's me.
Well,
It's me.
he had a thing with was it Pro Wrestling T-shirts as well? He was there with Pro Wrestling T-shirts like the other day,
Did he?
and then loads of people were just like ripping into him, going, "Where's the CM Punk T-shirts and all this?" Like, it's quite funny.
Like, if we look at everyone at the end of this,
Yeah.
actually, before I do that, I wanted to say about scripted promos. I was going to say about. No, I've said that already. Never mind. Everyone at the end of this. So
Read your own script.
Oh, honestly, I'm sorry about that. Like 20 seconds on screen where I did a Tony Khan and just didn't know what to say, because it's a lot to take in.
Yeah.
It's a lot to take in, and I think what's more jarring for me on a more personal note is I've really become a massive CM Punk fan in this year.
Yeah.
Because I hadn't seen him prior to him coming to AEW. Like I said, not my generation of wrestler. He really charmed the arse off me. I've gone back and watched some stuff. I really like him. And he'd really won me over. And I thought, now I can see what everyone saw in him.
Yeah.
And this has just really sullied, for me personally, a whole year of me like going, I like this guy. I don't know. It's just I've almost lost trust with him.
Yeah, I feel like
he's
he's gone back on how he came into the AEW, because he came in going, basically, I fell out of love with wrestling. WWE made me miserable, and I don't know. I feel like,
and I want to bring everyone up, elevate.
Yeah, like I don't know. I just feel like he's kind of just gone. Yeah, I've got my championship now. Nah, I'm better. Like.
Yeah, I can see. I
don't know. Like he's just like, I feel like he just spat his dummy out. Like
he's come across like that.
I know I'm the best, and everyone's gone nuts for me coming back. So yeah, I've done all my small matches and done a few feuds, and now I've got the title, so I can do what I want. I don't know if it's like that, but I feel like because of how it's happened and when it's happened,
that's what it comes off like.
Yeah.
And it has it's kind of before coming here. I think because we've tried to arrange this pod a couple of times. But
yeah.
and before more stuff had come out, I was really still pro Punk. I was like, Hangman shouldn't have said what he said. A bunch of guys kicked his door down. He was obviously on the back foot. But as more news has come out, and then the more I've had to settle and simmer over it and rewatch stuff, I'm going, you know what? He doesn't come out that great in this.
No, definitely not. See, the thing with his pipe bomb in WWE, that was handled differently.
Mm.
You know what I mean? It was kind of like.
But didn't they just say, go out and say whatever you want?
Yeah, I mean, he attacked
your grievances.
Yeah, sort of, but not as deep as he did. Like, he wasn't allowed to sort of say all the stuff he did about Triple H and stuff like that.
Mm.
And he got up and just left. But I think that was more against CM Punk. It's like, I don't know how to describe it. Like a worker going against a big manager. Whereas, like we were saying before, where it was like a worker going against a load of high-level colleagues that think they run the place. And it's like, hold on, what's going on here? Like, why do you think you can run it?
Yeah.
Because he's sort of come in. I don't know.
No, I get what you mean. So
Yeah.
it's like he's not like a worker trying to fight for his rights. He's a worker like going, oh, I could do this place. I could do it with my hand behind time. He's just causing trouble. He's not actually. He's being a negative energy in the workplace.
Yeah.
He's not going around going. He's a person who's saying that's a problem, but he's not
He-
saying
he's
how
kinda
he'd
come-
fix
come
it
in
or
with-
do anything.
He's kind of come in with a good attitude of like, I want to bring people up to like, what's going on here? Like, I can't. I see. I don't know.
I don't know how the fans feel. It's a weird one because
Yeah.
the next, there's definitely less people wearing CM Punk shirts showing up to shows like than there was. And
Yeah.
there's signs that say things like someone had a sign up saying the elite could manage a target, and then I saw someone that had a sign.
They're
that
probably
said,
good 'cause to get training. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hey, you can do any job with sufficient training.
And then they had someone had a sign up that said the elite and had a bite taken out of it.
I'd say that's well good.
We might do an episode on wrestling signs one day in the future because I do like a good wrestling sign.
Yeah. Yeah. I look. My favorite one is the guy behind me can't see.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
always a classic. That made its way into the games.
Oh, well, yeah. Yeah.
But yeah. So what I was gonna
Sorry, a
Go on.
quick tangent.
go on.
There was a WrestleMania a few years ago that just said Purple Aki. There was a Purple Aki sign.
Yes, I heard about this.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
did hear about that.
Another St. Helens hero. No.
Well,
not
hero.
No, legend again. Not
Legend
a good
as
word.
well is maybe not the best word.
Uh,
He's infamous.
Infamous, yeah.
Infamy.
Is that the right word?
Yeah. If you want to know about Purple Aki, you can go. If you're in the UK and you don't know about him, go on the BBC iPlayer. There is a 10-minute documentary about him.
Yeah.
If you're
It kind of
outside
portrays
of
him in a slightly good light when he's
Does
not.
it?
I don't know.
I didn't think
It was
came off
very
well.
sort of like you kind of you know as much as you do going into it as you do coming out of it. It
True.
doesn't really sort of basically just touches muscly guys' muscles.
Yeah,
So ironic.
without their
wrestling
consent.
show. Yeah. Or just scares them into doing it.
What would if we go through everyone in this now and see how they look at the end of this?
Are we
So-
going through the St. Helens All Stars?
No, no.
Purple Aki, Johnny Wellies.
So I'll go Colt Cabana
Yeah.
at the end of this. Where's he? How does he look?
I just think.
Needy.
Yeah, I don't know because does everyone? I know it sounds weird, but because CM Punk used his actual name, do you think a lot of people have gone, "Who's he on about?"
Possibly not. Smart Marks will know, but
Well, yeah, I know, like, but I don't know. Like, Colt Cabana is just kind of like, well, why are you talking about him? I don't think the it was well documented.
that's what started it.
Their relationship is that well documented in terms of why he was that pissed off
Yeah,
with him.
and anyone coming into this mainstream news of big
Yeah.
fallout at AEW still won't walk away knowing who he is or really what the problem is because
Only-
now it's this other beef.
Only just thinking about it, I'm saying that because he had his first interview after leaving WWE on the Colt Cabana podcast.
Punk. Yeah, because that's what got them in trouble.
Right, yeah, so in my head, I did, being a quite a big CM Punk fan, I didn't even know that they'd not been speaking for 10 years.
Yeah, because it was a court case. They
Yeah.
fell out over the money.
But again, because of legal stuff, they weren't allowed to talk about it. So, but you just think, oh, they're friends,
yeah.
and that's the last you hear of it.
Which is sad.
So I was just kind of like, oh, right, you're not friends with him now.
No.
Fair enough. So yeah, with Colt Cabana, I'm just kind of like,
Okay.
I guess any bit of,
Any bit of publicity.
yeah, any news is good news, I guess.
Ace Steel.
Don't really know who he is
Well, he's
in terms of.
CM Punk's like manager, trainer, coach, whatever.
But again, like CM Punk
he's
is.
been with CM Punk the whole time. So let's say Punk is told to stay, but Ace Steel's told to go. Punk's gonna have to make this decision. Do I finally leave him?
But I
or
don't
do
feel
I
like
leave-
Ace Steel was even.
Don't feel like he was that bad. Like you're gonna defend him. He threw the chair.
No,
and he
no,
bit
no. Okay, no,
Kenny
no. I don't
Omega.
know. I don't. I'm saying relevant to. See, I don't think.
I think he's very relevant to it because he's done the most damage, like that documented damage. We don't know if the door got kicked down or not.
Right,
We
okay,
know
so
that
I
Punk
don't.
may have
I
thrown a
don't mean
punch.
damage within the fight. I just mean
Oh right.
in terms of going forward. If he gets released,
Oh right. Okay.
like I'd be like, all right, I don't really know who he was to begin with.
Mm.
You know, like I literally don't watch a week or two of wrestling, and it's like, what? Who's this guy? Why is he your best friend? Like, what's going on? Like, you don't.
I don't think you were meant to know. I think that episode is that promo where he comes out is him introducing him, like saying, this guy's important to me.
Yeah,
It's just
but
coincidence that this all happened. If that hadn't happened, people have been going.
But
"Who
I
is
think
Ace
that
Steel?"
made it look more like
a work.
a work, because it's like we've randomly introduced this guy,
Yeah,
and now this guy has randomly bit someone.
it's Ace
it's
the
like-
Biter Steel.
It's because it's so random. It's almost as written as like not written. Comes across as a work because
Yeah.
it is so random. It's like,
Truth
oh,
is stranger than fiction, my friend.
I know, yeah, but Yeah.
So then you've got
the Elite,
the Elite. How do they come off?
I think they'll just bugger off to New Japan for a bit.
Oh yeah.
Well, Kenny Omega's already been seen in Japan,
Oh yeah, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he has.
and apparently, again, this is all rumors that the Young Bucks were talking with WWE, but I think that was just
Oh, that was again FTM, mate. It was bollocks. They
Yeah.
they came out and went, no, we're not interested.
yeah.
It's not.
But I bet you can literally, because of how fast news circulates, you can say what you want,
yeah,
and it'll get the clicks and then be irrelevant in a week.
that's why we've held off from doing this a bit as well, because wants to see what the ground was like, where
Yeah,
get all the shite
yeah.
out.
Because
Yeah.
even doing our Triple H episode, it kind of was overshadowed by the fact that then he became manager.
Yeah,
Like, so it wasn't irrelevant, but it was just like, oh, there's now another chapter. It's just
and
we thought it had finished, and a new chapter has just appeared.
yeah,
so.
well, none of us could have seen Vince standing down.
Yeah.
It was literally the next day or
Yeah.
nearly, wasn't
Yeah.
it? It's fucking. So yeah, I think do you think they'll stay, or do you think they'll
See-
bugger off for good as well?
That's the weird thing now, because of how it was managed. You don't know, because it's not like Tony Khan sort of came out going like, "I'll not put up with this."
Yeah,
They are getting suspended for 6 weeks, and then when they come back, like there's been no, it's not been
Transparency.
addressed. Yeah, like if it would have came out and gone like, "We don't accept this, so this is what's happening." Like we really don't know, so they might just turn up in a match in like a couple of weeks, and you'd be like, "What?"
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like,
they have got a shoe to launch.
Eh?
They have got a trainer
Have
coming
they?
out, so yeah, which I think they've put on the back burner a bit. They've been modelling them and wearing them, and I think it was meant to launch like the following week. And
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted some. Yeah, Kenny. I think they'll stay because I think they'd be idiots to walk away from this baby that they've got.
Yeah.
It'll just be time. It'll be a lot of time.
But it's like, where can they go from here though? Like, that's what
I think
that's the big
they
thing.
just build up the trios division, and make people miss them, because it's definitely a divide at the moment. Some people are like pro Punk, some people are pro Elite on this thing, and there'll be people who boo either side. So I think they're
I've just kind of gone, what? Like the entire thing, I've gone, why? I've had to sort of I was like just turning back and forth, going, why is that done to the why in that? Who's that? Why is and what? Like I was more confused about everything in it. Like none of it sort of made
any sense.
any sense. Like I think because none of it is related, but is related. The original rant wasn't related, and then he kind of went on at the Elite.
Yeah, again, it was just. He was looking for that excuse to talk about it. It's clearly been itching at him, and hence why he popped at Hangman on that promo he got to do.
Yeah.
He's clearly got an issue with Hangman in real life, but it now makes him just kind of like when he said that one thing, and then the way Hangman handled it. I thought, you've had a go, you've been beaten again, just leave it or wait till. But then it's like it festered in him, and he needed to do this. I think. Boys, the Elite look like they've made a rash decision. It isn't that bad. Punk looks really bad in this. It kind of goes against his character. It goes against every word he said. He comes off a bit petty.
I just think it was everyone involved.
Just made the pot worse.
It's just made it worse for all of them.
It's
like you've just come back, Kenny. You know what I mean? It's like you've come back from injury, and. Yeah, it's just all kind of a bit like.
I know it's depressing.
Yeah,
it's actually deflating to talk. That's why again I was struggling with it before because I'm trying to talk about it. My brain's like not wanting to think about it because it's depressing that you've got Kenny Omega's been away for all the year and he finally comes back and then they give him the Trios Championship and he's back with the Elite and we can have the Undisputed Elite versus the Elite and we're also going to find out what happens between him and Hangman and that's all gone. And then you've got MJF, he's back, he's finally back after some time off because that's been made even worse because Punk's been off, but Punk's back. So we're going to finally get Punk v MJF with Punk having the title and MJF chasing it and hopefully it changes hands and it becomes this bitter rivalry like Triple H and The Rock back in the day and it's gone. And it's
Wardlow do some power bombs.
But it's just depressing. Punk comes off bad for me the worst in all this because he went off on one. Well, no, because you're right. If anyone had just handled it a bit better,
it's all really confusing.
Whereas Hangman comes off the best because Hangman everything he's done
just went meh.
Yeah, Hangman just went meh, and then when he had the mic on a promo, he just said a little line. That was just enough. Considering that the bitterness between him and Hangman and Punk has been Hangman going, he doesn't respect Hangman's basically said, I don't listen to anyone, I just do my own thing. And then he's said back in a retort that he doesn't listen to anyone, he does his own thing, doesn't respect us who's been doing this for ages. Well, yeah, and guess who's coming off better at the moment?
Yeah,
he's
like you don't respect the people who are trying to do it.
The redemption for me in this would be AEW needs to make us miss Punk. Punk has to come back and actually apologise.
He's never going to do that.
Or B, he has to then just become a heel, but then it ruins the whole him and MJF thing, which I don't really see happening.
Yeah, that's the problem now. It's like, how does he come back?
What do you do?
Do you then address it and go, things got out of hand?
My philosophy in wrestling is you address it. I always think you should address it because people know, especially some of this mainstream news, you should address it because it then just highlights that wrestling is scripted. Whereas you don't, it's like when, what was a good example someone used the other day? Someone said, like, they gave an example of when people go off script and it ruins. Well, if they break character, but it's part of the story, they break character and they do something, and it kind of ruins the magic of everyone else. Yeah. Okay, they're getting a nice moment, but everyone else is ruined.
What could happen is, because like CM Punk's gonna have a decent contract, it's gonna be a couple of years.
He's got. If Malachi Black had a 7-year deal,
yeah,
how long must Punk's deal must be sweet?
Yeah. So let's just say. Pick a number like 4 years.
Yeah.
So he's got at least another year or two. And kind of like steal a page out of MJF's book and come back and be like, I don't want to be here, but I'm here. And be like sort of almost a heel to the company rather than a heel to a
character, yeah.
Yeah, they're basically just doing what MJF's done, but with a CM Punk twist.
Yeah, because he could do that.
He could just be like, I don't think anyone's good enough here. Like, on a, like, literally like that.
On a genuine level, yeah.
Yeah. Like, I came here thinking that, like, people are going to be better, and I could see Punk doing that, like, being, like, a major heel.
That's what I mean. If you can sit people down and have this conversation in the back and get it so it's okay to write it into a story. You can do it. I mean, look at Edge and Lita with Matt Hardy.
Yeah,
What a fallout they all had.
yeah.
Worked into story. And
But again, I
professionally
think
did
it was managed correctly because it was
Exactly.
a bigger business.
Exactly.
Like the fact that like you've got a contract. You can't just do this because you'll then be wrestling with the person, and Vince will squash you. Vince will make the remainder of your contract miserable.
Yeah.
You'll be Damien Sandow. If you know what I mean by that.
What is that? Just like.
Oh,
Is it that the guy that just gave loads of like little shit matches?
Oh
to?
yeah. More. You might more understand it as Gold. Like how when Goldust came out as
Oh yeah.
you know that kind of thing. Like that would happen in WWE.
Hmm.
You'd just get squashed until the end of your contract, like to the point where like you are made. And Big Show, that happened to Big Show to the point where Big Show was crying for a
Really?
couple of times. Yeah, like Triple H has made him like crying to say, look, like think of your family, like you know your crap and like all this stuff, and like the Big Show was like, you know, crying in the ring and stuff.
But
Yeah,
yeah. Hangman comes out the best in all this. Everyone else looks like a shitter. I think we've covered everything about it. Really, it's a very
Yeah.
depressing topic, and it's what wrestling's better than this. I think that's the main thing.
yeah.
Wrestling's better than this, and I think I don't know.
It's all the work. It's all the work. It was just to get better figures than the Clash
There's
of the
an
Castle.
art to doing this, right?
Yeah.
There's an art to doing this, and if anyone is in that master, MJF is how you do this. You
Yeah.
follow that. You make it grey. You don't know what's true and what's not. This was just an absolute fucking nightmare from.
Tony Khan still sat there
Yeah.
thinking, if I just stay here
Let
and
us
look
know.
at this spot, someone will just sort it out.
Let us know what you think by telling us in the comments below. You can email us at.
Kickout2 podcast@gmail.com.
Is that a 2 numero 2 or word?
The word 2.
Just thought I'd clear that up. Let us,
Also the same on Instagram, and we're on TikTok as well,
yeah.
posting our stuff on there.
And actually email us with what would you do if you were Tony? What would you write? How would you kayfabe it? Would you kayfabe it? Would you fire people? Let us know if this is a hot topic, and I'd like to know other people's opinions, because at the moment I only know yours, a couple of other people around me, and then just a load of just.
Please don't send us a blank email of just Tony Khan's.
But yeah, it's time to stop the damn match at the end of this. So I hope you've enjoyed it. This has obviously been a little bit of a downer for part 2, but if it was, go back to part 1. It was great. It was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Watch All Out.
We-
Actually, watch All Out.
We discussed our favourite hobs.
Yeah.
What's your favourite hob? Mine's top left.
Let us know in the comments down below. Don't forget to email us. Yeah. So I've been Jay,
I've been PK.
and it's time to stop the damn match.